So I think we are live now. So bachcho, this session is especially for the people who are preparing for GMAT, CAT or any other MBA exams like that and anything. So you are free to ask any questions, any specific questions if you want to have, any quant, verbal, DILR, even if you want to have GMAT insight from the GMAT, any section if you want to be having some specific questions you can ask. और अगर आपके एक holistic questions हैं, even if you can ask holistic or generalized question if you have. So this is much more relevant to the people, to the students, जो वो बच्चे जो GMAT और CAT के लिए prepare कर रहे हैं. Okay. So the chat is in front of me. So many people have already asked so many questions. So मैं ये सोच रहा था कि आज I would be picking all the questions, but I think I wouldn't be able to do it. Reason being, there are many people who are asking questions. Let me pick some questions which I think is much more relevant than the other. Spam मत करो बच्चों, please. Yeah. So many people have joined. So first of all, before starting the session, thank you, okay, for the love. And so many people join it, so it becomes very motivating for every person in the team. तो आप join करिए ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा, even courses को भी join करिए. So thanks to each and every person who has joined today. Okay, let me pick some questions. So one of the kid has asked, एक बच्चे ने पूछा है, what business schools look in every candidate? How business school measure the candidate profile? Very, very intelligent question. Actually, हम क्या बोलते हैं? There is a saying in, rather I say it many of the times, that just by listening to a question, you can easily understand the intellect is having. Okay, there is a saying that it's very difficult to ask the right question. Okay, the most difficult part in actually academic is to ask the right question. Okay, many of the people, when even in many of the chats even I have seen, people don't ask the right question, and this is a very relevant and very important question which says what business school looks in every candidate. तो आपका क्या कहना है? So what do you say? क्या business school देखता होगा? So before moving into the chat, let me answer you this question. सबसे पहली चीज कोई भी business school देखेगा वो उसे बोलेंगे हम intellectual equity. आपकी intellect या बहुत अच्छा term है intellectual equity. That's what business school would be interested in. The second thing which every business school is interested in is that diversity you bring to the table in that batch. Teesra important and the third most important thing is a fitment. Fitment ka meaning basically what does it mean is, let's say you are entering any institute or any course in which there is a lot of number game. Quant bahut hai, numbers bahut hai, maths bahut hai. So what exactly will happen is, always a selection team would look at how good you are in the numbers. So fitment also comes as a very important part. And the fourth most important thing is the attitude. And this fourth thing, which I'm calling as an attitude, is a very thing in not only the business school but even in life. Everyone wants to have winners in their team. हर आदमी विनर को ढूंढता है, क्योंकि विनर आएगा तभी आप विन करोगे, तभी टीम विन करती है. So most important thing, once more I'm repeating for the students, सब बच्चों के लिए मैं repeat कर रहा हूँ. Business school सबसे पहले आपका देखा है intellectual equity, जो equity you are bringing to the batch. Second thing is the diversity which you are bringing. Third thing is the fitment. Fourth thing is the attitude. Okay, these are the four things which every business school will look at. Now let's move to one more question. I have a 2-year gap after graduation. Will it impact my admissions in IIMs? ये gap सब बच्चों को every batch अगर आप बात करोगे ना, so this question will always keep on coming. मेरा गैप है 1 ईयर गैप, 2 ईयर गैप, 3 ईयर गैप। किसी का आफ्टर ग्रेजुएशन है, किसी का बिफोर ग्रेजुएशन है, किसी का आफ्टर पीजी है। सो दिस क्वेश्चंस कीप्स ऑन क्रॉपिंग अप। नाउ लेट मी आंसर द क्वेश्चन इन वेरी कॉमन सेंस वे, ओके। अगर गैप होना कोई इश्यू नहीं है, ओके, नंबर 1 पॉइंट इज गैप होना कोई इश्यू नहीं है। नंबर 2 मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज वो गैप ईयर्स की एक्सप्लेनेशन एक विनर की है या लूजर की है। व्हाट डज इट मीन्स? इट मीन्स आप वो जो एक्सप्लेनेशन दे रहे हैं वो भी गैप ईयर की, आप ऐसे विनर बात कर रहे हैं या ऐसे लूजर बात कर रहे हैं। आई विल गिव एन एग्जांपल टू यू। मैं अब 2 सिनेरियोस आपको देता हूँ। लेट्स से आप ही आईएम्स के डायरेक्टर हैं और आप ही सिलेक्शन कमेटी में बैठे हुए हैं, तो आप क्या करेंगे? मैं 2 सिनेरियोस बता रहा हूँ। सिनेरियो नंबर 1, आई हैड ए जस्ट दिस स्टूडेंट से 2 ईयर गैप। एक्चुअली मेरा ग्रेजुएशन के बाद मार्क्स बहुत कम थे, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट आई वेंट इनटू डिप्रेशन एंड 2 years I spent at my home depressed. This is the first scenario. Second scenario, after graduation, sir, I wanted to be an IAS officer. So I prepared for UPSC for 1 year. And the next year I gave it. I was able to clear the preliminary or the mains, and I was not able to cross the interview stage. Look at the 2 scenarios. So the first scenario is of a loser and the second scenario is a winner. So it is not the gap which will affect you, it is explanation. और explanation भी नहीं मैटर करता है। मैटर क्या करता है? एटीट्यूड। यू आर ए विनर और यू आर ए लूजर, ओके। कोई आदमी आपको बिजनेस स्कूल की बात छोड़ते हैं, बिजनेस स्कूल तो चाहेगा ही नहीं कोई लूजर को। कोई आपको नौकरी भी नहीं देगा इफ़ यू एक्ट लाइक ए लूजर और टॉक लाइक ए लूजर। रादर you will not even have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, even no marriages will happen. No one would like to get associated with any losing attitude or a loser, okay. So simply put, now moving to the third question, what are the parameters which makes a strong profile? I presume that this question is talking about the business school, so I'll talk about the business schools only. Business school में क्या पैरामीटर वर्क करते हैं? देखिए, the first parameter which will work is how much balance you have in your profile. What is a balance? हर प्रोफाइल में, in every candidate, I would say application or profile or life, you will have an IQ facet, you will have an EQ facet. IQ stands for intelligence quotient and the EQ stands for the emotional quotient. What kind of a balance you have in the profile? Usually, Indian profiles are very geekish, we call it. What is geekish profile? Geekish profile is a profile in which your IQ intellect is much more, having more weightage than the EQ one. I meant to say the profile is only talking about intelligence, marks, skills and everything, but it's not talking about the EQ quotient. EQ quotient, basically emotional quotient, you can take it as a human factors. When you are introducing yourself as any candidate in any of the business school, it is not only about intelligence. It is also about the emotions. It is also about your work, let's say your extracurricular activities, maybe sports, maybe music, maybe dance, maybe taking part in candle marches, maybe you might have done some agitation for something. So everything will matter. I meant to say the first thing which every business school will look at is your IQ and the EQ balance. Okay, this is the first thing. The second thing is there are some pillars, okay, आपका प्रोफाइल कुछ पिलर में चाहिए, पिलर मतलब खंबा चाहिए. So the first pillar which every business school will look at is a leadership facet. या leadership आप उसे pillar बोल दीजिए. The second thing which every business school will look at is a entrepreneurship. I think I am pronouncing it correctly. The word is entrepreneurship facet. The third thing is a creative facet. The fourth thing is the management and organizational facet. And the fifth thing, as I already talked about, it is the EQ facet, the emotional quotient facet. तो कितने 5 चीज़ें हैं जिस पे आपका प्रोफाइल would be looked at, valued, maybe marked. तो leadership facet का मतलब क्या है? For example, let's say there is a profile which is top captain of the basketball team, or any other kind of a leadership facet in which he managed a team. Let's say he handled a project in, let's say, 8th standard. He went to a science project with 3 people in his team, and he managed to win it, or taking part in it and telling about what exactly the characteristics or the things he did at that event. So leadership facet is a thing which people search for. The second thing is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship का मतलब सिर्फ ये नहीं होता है कि jobs, मतलब आपने कोई business start किया. It doesn't mean that actually. It is talking about any initiation, any kind of, I would say, the first step towards the thing which you may not be knowing. And obviously, as a student, you wouldn't be knowing about many fields. तो entrepreneurship field, the facet, वो जो स्किल है या जिसे हम कहें टैलेंट, वो भी आपके प्रोफाइल में ढूंढा जाता है. इट डजंट मीन्स बिजनेस, इट मीन्स इनिशिएशन इन एनीथिंग. आई विल गिव एन एग्जांपल टू यू. लेट्स से हाउ यू स्टार्टेड ए पेंटिंग क्लब. लेट्स से इन माय 10th standard, after my 10th board exams, I started a comic group. Okay. The third thing, as I told you, the creative skill sets. In your profile, in your past, where exactly you've shown your creative skill sets. Fourth most important thing is your management and organizational skill sets. देखिए अपने प्रोफाइल में या अपनी पास्ट लाइफ में where you have shown that management skills, organizational skills. I'll give an example to you. In your colony, let's say in your place where you are living, you was not getting good water, good potable water. So you made let's say, taking 4 or 5 people, you approached the civil engineer and you did this and that. So how creative you are in solving your issues, problems, or anything else. Even how much creative you are in following your hobbies. Stamp collection. Maybe you're a fan of some actor. Maybe you're a fan of any football or a cricket star. The last thing, the fifth thing, is the EQ skill sets, which I always talk about, is a human factor, which I've already introduced to you. So the 5 pillars है. सबसे पहला balance होना चाहिए आपका IQ और EQ balance. Then it should be how good. Then there are some pillars, the 5 pillars as I've already talked about, how good you are in that facets. Leadership facet, entrepreneurship facet, creative skill sets, management and organizational skill sets, and the 5th thing is the IQ skill set. So 5 चीजें business school will look at. What the next question I'm going to pick. What is a good profile? As a parent, what we should guide our kid to have a good profile? I think I've already answered it. If you want your kid to have a good profile, you should have a balance of IQ and the EQ in his life. Okay. Actually, when we talk about India in particularly, we actually like our kids to be geeks. If your kid is studying, taking good marks, and if he's spending all the time in the books, then we will say he's a good person. My understanding is if a person, any student is spending a lot of time in books, then he is mentally not well. The point what I'm saying is you should have a very good balance, just like any food, okay? You should have a clear balance of salt, pepper, maybe ginger, maybe garlic, maybe tomato. I'm a very good cook, so the point what I'm saying is if you are a good cook, you must be knowing that you need a precise amount, then only the food would be tasty. The point what I'm saying is just like in life, आपके life एक balance होना चाहिए between your IQ and the EQ skill set. So as a parent, you should always keep in mind that how much good the bacha should always be good in studies, but then also he should also be good in sports. He should always be good in dance. He should have some human factors also associated with the intellect ones. So a balance has to be very important. I think as a parent, you should always be looking at a good IQ and the EQ balance. I don't think a kid is always groomed to be going for a business school. But then also if you are aiming for a business school, so obviously I have told you the 5 facets are the leadership facet, entrepreneurship facet, creative skill set, organizational management skill set, and the 5th thing is the EQ facet. The next question which they ask is why in GMAT profile matters more in CAT? Okay, see, every business school have a way of assessing your application. GMAT usually in the MBA schools like Harvard, Wharton, and all the global schools usually looks at a global, I might say holistic profile, and so they focus quite a lot in the profile. Even in the CAT, we are seeing is profile actually is impacting more and more, getting more and more weightage. So obviously even CAT is going towards I would say GMAT way, or in a way we can say that IIMs also are going turning to a global school, inch by inch, by making the profile having much more weightage in the selection process. Now let's pick the next question: how to choose a business school? Okay, with so many schools, how to select a business school? Okay, I'll try to answer it in the 2 forms. Okay, the one is a short form and one is a long form. Short form. You are not selecting a business school, it's the other way around. Demand and supply में supply ज़्यादा है, so candidates are more. So the selection business school is doing, you are not. So you are not selecting a business school, okay? You are not at that, I would say, hierarchy of Maslow's needs, okay? So you're not choosing it. So let me be more serious now, coming to the long form of the answer. See, every business school has a different positioning of itself. I'll give an example to you. Try to see how that business school introduces themselves. Whenever you will go to any profile of a business school, what you will say is they will introduce themselves. They'll say what we do, what we are. They will tell you. They will tell their long and the short-term plans or whatever. They will introduce themselves in a about us kind of a page. So usually the business schools pick students on the basis of the fact that how they are matching up with their targets or their identity. I've already told you that there are 4-5 pillars on which every profile would be looked at. Now, if you look at the place, product positioning, see, take business school as a product, okay? Every marketing team will position their product in the competitive space. The same way business school also do that. So try to see how they are introducing themselves and try to have a profile much matching with their identity. Okay, that will create a better way of or better situation of you being selected. Number 2, when you are selecting the business school, you will not choose the business school on the basis of anyone's ranking. What Forbes ranking is, what Business Week ranking is, what other people are ranking business schools. Don't choose in that way. Choose the business schools in which your success rate, or I would say the probability of your success, would be the highest. Okay, whether it is the 15th rank, 30th rank, leave that ranking. What exactly every person will do, every student will do is they will choose the top schools, top 10, top 5, top 15, top 20. Don't do that. आप वो चूज करिए जहाँ पे आपका सक्सेस प्रोबेबिलिटी हाईएस्ट हो. ओके, ये तरह का प्रोफाइल गेट्स मोर सक्सेसफुल इन दिस काइंड ऑफ ए बिजनेस स्कूल. Okay, number 3, most important thing is look at the batch, the past batches, the current batch even. So the best way to judge anyone is to look at what they have done in the past. The same way the selection process or the admission committee in that business school would be selecting who they have a past performance. So go into their past, look into their batches, what kind of profile they select or admit, and try to have or create or present a profile in a way which is much more matching with the previous admits. Okay, these are 3 things which you should be keeping in mind while selecting a business school. The next question which I should pick, what question I should pick? How we can improve our profile while preparing for CAT? Well, I already told you business schools what they need, what kind of a the targets they have, what kind of a things they are looking in the profile. I've already told you, I've already answered it. The third question is much more philosophical, which says why verbal has high weightage in GMAT. Yes, this is a good question. It does have a good weightage in GMAT compared to CAT. See, my understanding is actually I am a teacher who is also in quant. I teach quant, even DILR, and even verbal. What I feel is verbal is much more IQ oriented and much more is not bound by any rules. I meant to say maths or DLR becomes very easy, reason being there are set rules. Maths moves with some rules. But when you look at the verbal has no rules. It's just like saying that actually everyone is on an even ground. I'll give an example to you. Let's say there are 2 graduates, one is a maths graduate and one is an English graduate. The maths graduate has an edge in quant and DLR. But in verbal they stand even. So what I'm saying is you don't need any prior knowledge and you don't even need any I would say any subject knowledge in verbal. Just like in comprehension, you have a comprehension, they will make you you have to understand it and write and choose questions answers basis on the understanding of yours. So it becomes much more an even ground, much more verbal has a much more IQ testing better mechanism compared to quant. What I feel is because quant favors some persons, even the DLR, which verbal doesn't. Okay. So the next question is, I am working in the Ministry of Home Affairs, okay, as an Under Secretary, okay. I'm planning for GMAT and business school. Is it the right decision? Very good question. Rather, let me put it in this way, okay. Whenever you have any doubt in your life, okay, first of all, be clear about your objective. Whatever you're doing, your objective should be clear. For example, in the business schools, you should be very clear about an answer which is why MBA. So that's objective. The second thing which you should be very clear about is what, why, what and how. Why, what and how, you should be very clear about any decision in your life. Talking about this person now, what exactly are you trying to gain out of the business school, out of the GMAT and everything is a very important question which I am not very sure about. But my understanding is you already are doing well, you have already in a very good position in the government of India. My understanding is you should be more concentrating upon your current job and trying to move better in that area. But if you're planning for GMAT or the business school, you might be having some other aims, maybe starting your own company or any kind of entrepreneurship journey that I'm not aware of, so I cannot answer on that context. But on the basis of given information, you shouldn't be going for GMAT or any business school. Reason being, you're already doing very well. And I understand you may be feeling that some kind of limitation in the government, but let me put it in this way, very straight away. I always say, सभी का जो ग्लास है, पानी का ग्लास आधा भरा हुआ है और आधा खाली है, तो हर को अपना जो इट्स ऑल द वे यू लुक एट इट, ओके। आप कॉन्सेंट्रेट भरे पे करना चाहते हैं या खाली पे करना चाहते हैं, उसके बेसिस पे यू टेक डिसीजंस. So my understanding is, I think you are in the information you're giving, what I understand is you are trying to, you have some, you are not liking the job in government, that's why you're moving to the private. But my question to you is, even in the private job, you will have same kind of limitations, same kind of issues. I'll give an example to you. Right now, as an undersecretary, you might be doing many things which might be very related to the ground, people, power and everything. But let's say you move into GMAT, ISB, anything, or even the Harvard, and after that you move into some electronic company. Let's say you moved into the Voltas, and now you are the sales manager of, let's say, Delhi NCR. You have to sell Voltas AC in the Delhi NCR. What exactly you gained after spending such a, after spending such a big time, effort, money, and so much in that you have spent such a lot of, even your emotions, your family, you have put it in that. So my understanding is, take your decision very wisely. आपको हर को लगता है कि दूसरे का चीज़ बहुत अच्छा है, तो actually in truth everyone glass is half full and half empty. तो आपका perspective है, way of looking है. So my understanding, on the basis of the given information, there is no need for you to move to any private job. You're in good job. You must be having a lot of power. And the government basically is the augmentation. आपका augmentation of power matters. Maybe you are trying to judge everything on the basis of salaries, comparisons or something. But then also, आप augmentation देखो, उस power का value देखो, उस power को आप cash terms में डाल के चेक करो. The point what I'm trying to say is, on the basis of information, there is no need for you to move anywhere else. You're doing a good job in a very good, powerful position. Continue with it. Try to, work with that, or try to, if you want to have any entrepreneurship thing for yourself, or starting a new thing, you don't have to leave your job. You can even do it with that. And management school will not teach you how to do business. Business is all about daring. It is much more about the attitude. And no one can teach you an attitude. Okay? Yes. I think you are comfortable with my answer. Yes. So what is the next question now? If I get above 99 percentile in CAT, will I get ABC, and how to choose? Okay. See, as I told you, there is a application process, selection process. There are a lot of weightages given to different things. So profile will matter, your 10th, 12th marks will matter, your total life will matter. So just you are getting 99 percentile in CAT doesn't mean you will get in ABC. There are n number of examples. Even people who have scored above the 99.5 or 6 or 7 or 8 were not able to get selected in ABC, and even a 96 or a 94 percentile got into IIM Ahmedabad. So it brings, there are many things which matters, and as I told you, intellectual equity, diversity, fitment, and the last thing is the attitude. So one of the kid actually is asking why I am saying the attitude matters most. The question says, why you are saying attitude matters most? So this kid, ये बच्चे ने मुझे क्वेश्चन पूछा है, and it's very good. You should always keep on asking the teachers, okay? Or it matters actually. You should always be questioning if you're not able to understand it. See, I always say to every student, the attitude matters the most. देखिए, my understanding is every intelligence, every skill, every talent you can learn, you can adapt, you can go after it, you can prepare, you can hard work in that, and you can get it. But the attitude is the one thing which actually doesn't, you can't learn it from anything. And that's what I call entrepreneur, a real person who is really starting a business or an entrepreneurship journey. It is more about attitude rather than any learning. So I still doubt that point, that how the business schools teaches you to be a good entrepreneur. They actually teach you to be a good manager. So the point what I'm saying is, attitude cannot be taught, and you can even not learn an attitude from anyone. So the daring part or the attitude part is much more inborn or built. I meant to say it's much more a psychological thing rather than anything which is skill which you can learn. So attitude matters the most. The next question is, I have a 10-year experience and right now working in LinkedIn as a manager, okay? Which business school I should choose for enhancing my prospect? The same kind of a question which I think there is one Government of India person, the same kind of a question you are asking. See, my understanding is very clear. Number one, first of all, what is the objective? What are you trying to get by moving into any business school? That's actually why MBA is the most important question which I would be asking you. And with the information you have already given to me, I don't think you need any business school. Reason being, you are already in a job doing well. You should try to excel in that job and do better in that field rather than trying to change a field or anything else. A business school is not about skill learning. Okay, business school more is about, a kind of a network building kind of a thing. So I still doubt this point that after 10 you are working in LinkedIn as a manager, want to move into business school. I'm still not very clear about why MBA. Why do you want to do that? And till the time I know your objective and the answers of why, what and how, I wouldn't be in a good position to answer it. Looking at the information you're giving, no need to go for any business school. You may feel that you would be gaining a lot out of it, but as I told you, there are limitations would all even be after that. Even after being any other company, you will have same kind of things moving, as human beings will behave the same way. So changing a company, moving into a business school, changing even countries, I don't think it matters. The next question is, I'm not an engineer. Do I have a good probability of getting into IIM? So non-engineers versus engineers. See, my understanding is any IQ test or any kind of a test shouldn't be favoring anyone or any person from a particular field. So my understanding is it actually, when we're talking about any MBA, they're talking about quant, but very basic quant. I meant to say the quant or the maths till around your 10th level. So that doesn't make an engineer, that doesn't give an engineer any kind of an advantage in it. 10th tak to maths sabhi ne padha hai. So I don't think it gives any advantage. Rather in the verbal, engineers do very, very badly. But then also, I wouldn't say even in the verbal, you are at even grounds. So non-engineers, engineers doesn't matter. And many of the business schools actually focus on the diversity. So you have a better chance compared to engineers. So all non-engineers who are in this chat, you should, in this live class, you should be concentrating on winning rather than spending your time in all these kind of calculations and everything. So next question, I'm a graduate of tier 2B schools, okay, and I feel demotivated seeing application from top B schools, how to handle it, okay. How to put it across. See, life एक race है, okay, और race में पड़ाव है, या I meant to say there are levels in a race. So for example, if you're running a race, there will be level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. And in one level a person can be ahead of you, it doesn't mean he will be always in front of you. Okay, so your chance of winning would be even at all times. I meant to say, you should always think like a winner, and even if one person got good marks or better grades and you in, let's say, 7th standard, it doesn't mean he will also do the same thing in 8th standard. So what you are supposed to do is take every step of your life, every day of your life, see it like a winner, and don't feel demoted looking at anyone. Life is a race. अगर कोई एक layer भी जीत के आए, it doesn't mean he would keep on winning it. Every layer will start from zero. Okay, so the next race which is going to start, and that is going to start tomorrow morning, when you will be rising from your bed, take it as a new race and try to win that race. And try to look at all the successful people in this around you, in this India, even in all the world around you. These people are not the people from any big B schools. These people are the people who did good in whatever they were doing. So think like a winner and you'll be able to win. Next question. Can we have a situation in which a candidate is rejected after getting 99 percentile? Yes, n number of examples. There are many people, even after 99.8, more than that, they are not getting selected in IIM Ahmedabad. It's a normal thing. Profile matters, many things matters. And the most importantly, profile matters, your past life matters. So let me move to the next question now. I got 66 percentile in CAT 2024 and I feel depressed. See, you should feel motivated, but then also let me put it in this way, okay? What do you feel is the difference between a winner and a loser? Do you really feel winner is a person who never loses? See, let me put it in very straight form. Business school, ये तो CAT तो is a very, I would say, बहुत early part of your life है. In all your life, on a daily basis, you will have many wins, you will have many failures. Every day it will happen. So a winner is a person who never accepts defeat. I meant to say, failures are a part of everyone's life. Everyone has many wins and many failures in a day. But the only difference between a winner and a loser is loser accepts the defeat and moves out. Winner never moves out. So what will happen is, let's say there is a boxing match, you punch the winner, let's say he goes down, he will straight away bounce back, will straight away start fighting. The point what I'm saying is, winner वो होता है जो कि बार बार खड़ा हो जाता है. I meant to say, the winner will say that I may be losing a battle, but I'll never lose a war. So he will keep on fighting with you till the time he's winning. So the point what I'm saying is, take every defeat as a learning experience and as a stepping stone to a win. So believe me, I run a company and I get many wins and many failures in a day. But how you have to see it is, every day when you're walking back to your office, you will go like a winner, think like a winner, act like a winner. And you will say to yourself, I'll do something today, something very good or very surprising or very, I would say, strategic, so that I would be a bigger winner. So the point what I'm saying is, a winner is a person who persists. Okay, so losing is a part of life. Take it as a way. If CAT 2024 you got 66 percentile, now you should 99.66 or even 100 percentile this time. This is the way you should be thinking about. So what is an ideal work experience duration? Is it 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 6 years? Good question. There is nothing called idealness duration. It is always about the richness of the experience. Let's say, I'll give you 2 examples to you. In one example, one person starts a company, in 1 year he reaches 1 crore of revenue. Okay, one situation. The second situation, a person works in Google and for the past 7 years, he's working as the same position, same profile. Maybe he's getting more, I would say, promoted from a executive to senior executive, then from to assistant manager, deputy manager, manager, senior manager. But then also the profile remains the same. He's looking at AdWords and they're still looking at the same thing. So the point what I'm saying is, richness of experience matters, not the duration. So leave it on the duration part. Ideally, 1 or 2 years, even if you have 1 year, you have a very rich experience and you are much more eligible to be in the business school compared to the person who is doing the same thing over and over again all throughout their life. The third question, I've given the UPSC twice and failed in it. Is CAT a good choice for me? Once more, why MBA? If you are clear about why MBA, answer. If you are clear about what, why, what and how, then you should be going for it. So if you given UPSC twice or thrice or 4 times, doesn't matter. You tried for something, you didn't succeed, normal part of life. You are trying something new, yes, why not? CAT is a very good choice. Many people from the UPSC goes for CAT. Many of the toppers from EduShastra only from the UPSC came from UPSC levels and are right now are in ABC or even have cleared ABC and right now working somewhere. The fourth question, I applied for the Apex batch and was not selected. How can I reapply? If you have already applied for an Apex batch and not selected, don't reapply. In reapplicant Apex batches, we don't take. You are given an invitation. In an Apex batch, there is a preliminary a kind of a process of selection. If you are selected, you would be given some time to join. After that, you wouldn't be given the invitation wouldn't be given to you. The next question is full length mocks given the EduShastra very difficult. I gave CAT 202 for found real CAT much easier than our mocks. See, mocks are made to be somewhat difficult compared to the real thing because we are training you for that. So obviously 20, 30 marks for the difficulty level would be higher in the EduShastra mocks. See, in mocks, what we do is in a GMAT, there is one thing called adaptivity in the model. The same adaptivity, we use it in the CAT. So what exactly may happen is the exam is not difficult, but if you're marking it correctly, it will keep on getting difficult. I meant to say, in a GMAT, we are putting the question in such a way that if you're marking it correctly, the next question would be in the difficult basket. So, might be you're doing very well and that's why you are getting difficult questions. So even in the CAT, we use the adaptivity point so that you are challenged more and more. So that might be the case. I'm preparing by looking at the live classes, but when I attempt any questions, I'm not able to do any questions. See, it's a normal thing. Looking at a teacher, hearing a teacher, listening to a teacher will not help you in anything. Okay, it's just like, let's say there is a surface and the water is flowing through through the surface or at the top of the surface. Until unless it imbibes in you, you will learn nothing. So the point what I'm saying is until you are practicing and everything, you will be learning nothing. Before even going for the live classes, you should be very good with the basics. And after that, you have to practice, you have to imbibe the thing. Water shouldn't, pass through the surface, over the surface. It should be imbibed into the surface, then only you will learn. Okay, so taking the last question, I'm actually tired now standing. How should I start my preparation for CAT? I would say join EduShastra, but then also, let me put it in very serious form. Your basics should be very clear. So pick your NCERT books from 6th to 10th and at least English and maths. You should be revising right from your 6 standards, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th. These are the basics of quant, the maths as well as the English, and then you can go for you can join course whichever you think is appropriate for you. So that's for today. I've taken many questions. So I know there are many other questions. We would be having one more session, okay? One more Q&A we would be trying to schedule, okay? Chali, it was nice talking to you all, and thanks so much people for coming and motivating us. Thank you. Bye-bye.